Hey, what's up guys, Midge HD here, and I'm back into the models again, and today I have a really cool model. This is a Royal New Zealand Air Force 757-200, and I pre-ordered this from wafflecollectibles.com. Make sure you check the description of this video for any information you may have missed or you don't want to review this video again for. And also social media links would be down there for my Facebook and Twitter. This is my first Royal New Zealand Air Force model, or any military type aircraft, and it's my fourth 757 model. So this aircraft, the main operating bases of this aircraft are Ohakea and Whenuapai, both in New Zealand, and there is another base, Woodburn, down on the South Island of New Zealand, but that is not a base for this aircraft. The Air Force was founded in 1913 as a New Zealand operation of the British Royal Air Force and became independent, and a permanent Air Force formed in 1923. Complete independent service operated by the New Zealand government ever since the 1st of April 1937, and that makes them 77 years old. And as you can see, there is a 75th anniversary model on this box. That is not the one I'll be reviewing. But their 75th year was back in 2012, so they're actually going to be 78 years later this year. The Royal New Zealand Air Force, since complete independence, have fought in World War II, Malayan Emergency, Vietnam War, Gulf War, East Timor, Bougainville, I think it is, campaign, Solomon Islands, and the Operation Enduring Freedom. The fleets of the Royal New Zealand Air Force consist of 5 Augusta Westland A109 LUH, 4 Raytheon Beech King Air B200s, 5 C-130H Hercules, 8 NATO NH-90s, which are the new helicopters, P-3K2 Orion, 6 of them, 5 Sea Sprites, 11 Beechcraft T6C Texan 2s, 10 Bell UH-1H Iroquois, and they operate 2 757-2K2 aircraft. And these were bought from Transavia back in 2003, and they converted to VIP aircraft. And then between 2007 and 2009, both aircraft were fitted with an upper deck cargo door to facilitate an 11 pallet cargo capability, and so they are a multi-use cargo and passenger VIP military aircraft which dignitaries and Prime Minister of New Zealand fly on whenever they fly in and out of New Zealand, and it's used for that kind of stuff, and also evac as well. So I'll just give you a little bit more about this, tell you a little bit more about it. Just bear with me with this. The Boeing 757 element of the fixed-wing transport forces is provided by the number 40 Squadron of the RNZAF. The squadron is equipped with a fleet of 2 757 aircraft and conducts strategic air transport tasks and the provision of air transport aircraft for a range of support services to government and the community. The tasks include deployment and transportation of personnel and equipment, VIP transport, that's what I was saying about the Prime Minister and other dignitaries, aeromedical evacuation and rapid response support to humanitarian assistance and disaster relief operations and support to New Zealand Defence Force exercises. They are conducted globally from Antarctica, which they've been there many times, throughout the Pacific, and within Europe and the USA. The number 40 Squadron provides 4 757 crews, usually comprised of a pilot, co-pilot, loadmaster, and between 2 and 4 flight stewards, depending on the aircraft's configuration. My experience that I've had with the 757s, was back in Whenuapai a few years back in Airshow, which is north of where I live in Auckland. I walked through this aircraft to check it out, and we walked through the cargo bay area, and they had taken a lot of the seats out, so you're mainly looking at roller bays and go through the cockpit and everything. And then they also had a flyby. It's a pretty popular video on YouTube. It's the really screechy flyby, and it goes. He's doing a very good speed, and then he does a vertical climb. So that's my experience with the 757 of the Royal New Zealand Air Force. So we got through that bit. So now I'll just show you guys around the box. So we have Royal New Zealand Air Force. Then we have two models here. I'll be doing this one right here, not the bottom one. But they do have the same registration numbers. This was taken off in about end of 2012, I think. And so there's just two of this aircraft that two aircraft that look like this, not two different looking aircraft, not one with this livery. And then there's the New Zealand Air Force 757-2K2, scale 1 to 200. This is an older model made by JC Wings, maybe 2012 or 2013 model. I'm not completely sure on that. There's the back of it. There's some warnings and all that kind of stuff. But it is just a general JC Wings box, and that just shows which one I'm doing. So I'm not doing that 75th anniversary one. Alright, so let's have a look inside the box. And there's the model. Okay guys, so I have the model out the box. As you may have seen in the box, there was no stand because JC Wings at the time didn't produce stands, didn't supply stands with their models. And no retractable gears because those have only been recent with the 757s. But anyway, we'll get into this. So we'll start at the front of the aircraft, and as you can see, it's in a grey. It has a grey livery on it. This is known as the low vis livery, because it usually, well, not usually, but it can fly into over, let's say, suspicious areas around the world. Where you'd have a livery that's not easily, or aircraft that cannot easily be seen from the ground. So we have the cockpit windows, all the markings at the front, and then we have 7-1 on the gear door as part of registration. And then we have the front cabin door, which is mainly used for the pilots, I think, because I'll show you why in a second. There's the Royal New Zealand Air Force, Royal New Zealand Air Force titles, and here there is a massive cargo door that was that conversion they did back in 2007 to 2009 to use as a multi-use cargo and passenger aircraft. They added this, and so you can have cargo right in front of or right behind the cockpit, so it's not underneath the floorboards, and so it allows for a lot of extra space. That's why they use it for emergencies, evac, getting medical supplies and all that kind of stuff. Oh, and by the way, there's the you see that it's the blue roundel, and it's very popular around the world with military aircraft. It's used to distinguish allies, I guess, in some sort of way. But there's a red kiwi, which is the national symbol of New Zealand. It's the national bird of New Zealand. It's a flightless bird though. And then we have these awesome engines. These are the Rolls-Royce RB211 535E4 engines. And by the way, some aircraft in the Royal New Zealand Air Force, such as the C-130, instead of using that roundel right there, one with the kiwi, they would use a all grey low vis roundel just to make the entire aircraft low vis aircraft, because C-130s do go to places like Iraq and stuff like that. Take a look, and there's, I don't know what that white patch is there, and then there's the registration NZ7571, or November Zulu 7571. NZ stands for New Zealand, of course, and 757 because the aircraft type, in 1 because of it's the first of the two Royal New Zealand aircraft, 757s. And then we have this red, white and blue logo. It's very popular again between many militaries and air forces. I'm not sure what it means. But then we have the New Zealand flag at the top of the tail, and then we have this little compass thing. I haven't researched into that, but yeah. And by the way, there's on the wings here we have the red navigation light, and then we have a strobe light at the back. Now we'll take a look at the APU. Very nice. Okay, so there we have the cockpit windows again. Royal New Zealand Air Force. On this side there's no cargo door. They have the windows, but those windows, they're not, there's no seats on that side. That's all because that whole section here up to here is all cargo. I think they can put some seats in on the roller, on the tracks. Then we have the Rolls-Royce engines again. By the way, on the inside you can see the landing light. It's barely visible, but you can see it. And we have the green navigation light on this side with the strobe light. Coming back along the aircraft, we have a cargo door at the back of the aircraft. And then we have the registration again, NZ7571. And then up to the tail. You see 71 at the top of the tail as well. Alright, so let's take a look at the bottom of this aircraft now. So we have the first gear and the gear doors. We have an antenna, some beacon lights. This is fitted out with a lot of antennas because it is a government VIP aircraft owned by the for the Air Force, so it needs all those extra stuff with it. There's the Kiwi roundel again. There's a beacon light with in the hole for a stand if you want to get one. Gear doors, and the same on that side. You can see all those ailerons, flaps and slats. Two more antennas, and down to the APU housing. Now we take a look on top of the aircraft. Beacon light, anti-collision light, and then antenna right there. It's the roundel. All those flaps, slats, ailerons and spoilers. And coming along to the rear of the aircraft now, and I think it's there. No, there's usually logo lights, but there isn't on this one. And gears, they do roll, they do tilt. Front gear, I'll show you right here. Front gear does swivel, so you can turn it in any direction you want to. So yeah, there's not really much more to say about this aircraft, but if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, please share it. Also, if you have any comments about this model or this video, don't hesitate. And also subscribe for more. My next video is an Air New Zealand ATR72-600. Then I have an EVA Air 777. 4 more models after that, which I won't tell you at the moment. Oh, and by the way, engines. That's one thing I shouldn't forget. Is that they do spin. Oh, wait, do they? I think one of them spins actually. Yeah, that. Oh no, I thought one of them spun. So yeah, I guess they don't spin. But yeah, anyway, subscribe because I've got all that new content coming. And also check out my previous videos, which were the my in-flight videos from when I went to Brisbane, or well, the Gold Coast in Australia. So yeah, anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.